Instigate is a creator economy tool, an ad unit, which brings interactive storytelling into the hands of brands and creators. The Instigate Story Experience is a vertically presented sequence of videos, images, and narration, along with text and music. In other words, it's a lot like an Instagram story, but presented vertically. Story viewers step through the story as it unfolds vertically. This lends itself to interacting with the story. Notice the text field at the bottom of the screen. This is where story viewers can type into the story, asking questions, making choices, or reacting. Instigate stories are created by uploading and adding video, images, narration, and music into a script editor. This script is then played back directly in the app, allowing creators to test and iterate their stories. What makes Instigate stories unique is that they can be interactive. Story viewers can type into the text field at the bottom of the screen. This means they can ask questions, react to what's happening on the screen, or even change the video. Story interactivity is defined in a match list, which is a list of keywords which, when typed by a story viewer, triggers video, images, narration, text, or music. So imagine an Instagram story that one can ask questions of. We call these interactive stories beings, and creators train their being to say what they want it to say, just like Geppetto trained Pinocchio. Instigate's business model is to take a URL-based distribution platform and enable brands to connect directly to their customers. When customers tap on the brand's URL, the interactive story is launched in the mobile web player. We're not asking brands to stop running ads on Facebook or YouTube. We're offering them something completely new and different, something that's never been seen before, a new way to connect directly to their customers, permanently. Instead of only focusing on finding new customers, we think brands today are increasingly focused on maintaining their existing customers. Instigate is part of the exploding creator economy where creativity tools are becoming the differentiating factor in the war to stand out in a crowd. Just how big is the creator economy? Signalfire reports that there are now almost 50 million content creators. New deals are being announced every day. Here's what Tony Beauvais, a rock and roll documentarian, did with Instigate. Tony wanted to create a section on who are the Grateful Dead as part of his series of the history of Haight-Ashbury.
The Grateful Dead, known first as the Emergency Crew and then the Warlocks, began playing their peculiar blend of...
Amidst the driving music, psychedelic imagery, and narration, Deadheads can ask the question, where's Jerry? And for those who aren't Deadheads yet, they can find out all about Jerry Garcia. This is just one example of how interactivity can enhance a linear media story. By enabling story viewers to interact and dive into a story, they can inquire and discover new story elements and paths in an interactive journey. We've now seen an example of how interactivity can change the music or video of a story, and we've also seen an example of how a viewer can dive into a story and inquire or discover new story elements. Here's a final example of how interactivity can enhance a story. One could ask a user to make a choice or answer a question right in the middle of the story.
From famed Yank manager Miller Huggins and teammates of the 20s, Babe's clowning gets attention. But this is the house that Ruth built.
Have you ever heard of the story of Babe Ruth and the naming of a candy bar? Please answer. Yes or no? So this is where the story gets interactive. The viewer has to choose which way they want to go. Have they ever heard of the story of Baby Ruth or not? I'm going to say they haven't. What? Never heard the story of the Baby Ruth candy bar? Okay, here we go. In 1921, Chicago-based Curtis Candy Bar Company. Let's end with a testimonial from Devin of Triplet.
So one reason why I love using this new app is I can create a being that helps me and my brothers promote our music and allow people to interact with that said being, to listen to my music, listen to other songs. I can create it, so like the way I use to create the being, I can create it to a certain way so I can attract a certain type of following or a certain type of people. I can make it like send it to people, a certain group of people. Like I can send this being to a certain group of people that I know will like the things I like. Yeah, it's just a really good tool that right now the world doesn't have, and this is gonna be really lit.